Good evening, here are tonight's top stories. A 29-year-old motorcyclist has died after being hit by a speeding truck, while a security guard injured a man during a confrontation. The Director of Public Prosecutions has recommended further investigation into the death of Jared Jagonant. 2 individuals have been remanded for harboring a wanted person, and the body of a man found in a car near Heroes Highway has been identified. Additionally, the accused in the murders of a Better Hope father and daughter have been freed, while Alpha is set to stand trial for the murder of an East La Penitence man, with his co-accused being freed. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
2 remand for harboring wanted person. Wayne Summer, 58, and Sean Baines, 45, both of Victoria Village, East Coast Demerara, were arrested on May 17, 2024 by the police for the offense harboring wanted person. On Tuesday, May 21, 2024, both defendants appeared at the Vigilance Magistrates Court before Her Worship Magistrate Fabio Azor, where the charge was read to them and they both pleaded not guilty. Bail was refused, and they were both remanded to prison until June 18, 2024.
Good evening, here are tonight's top stories. A 29-year-old motorcyclist has died after being hit by a speeding truck, while a security guard injured a man during a confrontation. The Director of Public Prosecutions has recommended further investigation into the death of Jared Jagonant. 2 individuals have been remanded for harboring a wanted person, and the body of a man found in a car near Heroes Highway has been identified. Additionally, the accused in the murders of a Better Hope father and daughter have been freed, while Alpha is set to stand trial for the murder of an East La Penitence man, with his co-accused being freed. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Body of man found dead in car in the vicinity of Heroes Highway identified. The man who was found dead in a motorcar in the vicinity of Heroes Highway by police ranks in Regional Division 4B has been identified as Kevin Josiah. On Sunday, May 19, 2024, ranks were on patrol in the vicinity of Heroes Highway when they observed a silver-gray motorcar parked with engine running. Upon inspection, ranks found Josiah in the driver's seat with what appeared to be blood on his mouth and flowing from his nostrils. Blood was also seen on the floor behind the driver's seat. The emergency medical technicians, EMT, were summoned, and the man was examined and pronounced dead. Further inspection of the vehicle revealed a Guyana national identification card in favor of the deceased and a divorce petition between the deceased and a female who resides in the United States of America. The body was escorted to the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, and an autopsy was conducted on Wednesday, May 22, 2024, at about 10:17 h. The post-mortem examination with dissection was conducted by pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh, who stated the cause of death as undetermined. Samples were taken, and the body was handed over to relatives, police said. Motorcyclist, 29, dies after hit by speeding truck. Kareem Josh Jeffrey, 29, died Tuesday night after he was struck down by a truck on the La Bonne Intention, LBA, public road, East Coast Demerara. The accident occurred around 23:30 hours. Jeffrey was the rider of the motorcycle, CL 3120. According to a statement from police headquarters, the motor lorry, GAG 6017, was riding heading west along the public road at a fast rate. Police said the driver, a 30-year-old resident of South Ruimveldt Gardens, Georgetown, claimed that he felt as though the lorry drove over something, after which he saw a motorcycle skidding past his vehicle. As a result, the driver said he stopped and exited the lorry when he observed a man lying on the roadway with injuries. The ambulance service was contacted, and upon arrival at the scene, Jeffrey was pronounced dead. A breathalyzer test was conducted on the driver and police said no trace of alcohol was found. He remains in custody as the investigation continues. Security guard injures man during confrontation. A 42-year-old man, identified by the police as Carl Cato, is currently hospitalized after he was shot and injured by a security guard attached to a private firm during a confrontation on Tuesday. Police said the 28-year-old security guard is currently in custody. The incident occurred around 14:50 HRS at Carmichael Street, Georgetown. According to a statement from police headquarters, Cato, a resident of Vryhades Lust, East Coast Demerara, was riding a bicycle when he was confronted by the security guard. The security guard claimed that one of his colleagues' bicycle was stolen and Cato's bike appeared to be it. This led to a confrontation between Cato and the security guard, which escalated into a scuffle. During the process, it is alleged that Cato tried to disarm the security guard and his firearm went off, wounding Cato to his left foot. The police were called and Cato was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. His condition is regarded as stable. The firearm was seized and one spent shell was recovered. Director of Public Prosecutions recommends further investigation into death of Jared Jagonand. The Director of Public Prosecutions Shalimar Alihak has directed the Guyana Police Force to conduct further investigation into the fatal shooting of 18-year-old Jared Jagonand at an East Coast Demerara, ECD, auto sale. Police headquarters has confirmed that the file was sent to the police on Tuesday with the recommendation. Jagnandan was fatally shot at Schaff Auto Sales, Lusignan, ECD, on March 21 by a 20-year-old security guard attached to a private security firm. The teenager was a sales and marketing representative who lived at Martyrsville, ECD. The guard was employed with the auto company. Following the shooting, the guard was arrested. However, to date he is yet to be charged. According to the police report, the businessman who manages Schaff Auto Sales told the police that he and his wife returned to the store around 11:10 HRS after transacting business and observed the suspect and the teen seated in a chair, a short distance away from the security officer's desk. The businessman further noted that he and his wife proceeded to his office. A few minutes later they heard a loud explosion in the store. He told police that he immediately exited his office where he saw Jared lying motionless on the ground with blood on the lower section of his body. The security officer told him Jared was shot. Jared was taken to the Woodlands Hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. Since the shooting, Jagnandan parents has been calling for a thorough investigation into his death in their quest for justice. In a recent press statement, the parents claimed that the shooter was not licensed to carry the weapon used to inflict the deadly wound. They also pointed out that they are considering instituting civil proceedings in the case. Accused in murders of Better Hope father and daughter freed. The man accused of the brutal murders of a Better Hope, East Coast Demerara father and his daughter has been freed. The Demerara High Court made the ruling earlier this month, citing that there was insufficient evidence to call upon 42-year-old Lloyd Sadlew of Mocha, East Bank Demerara, to lead a defense. Before Justice Joanne Barlow and a jury, Sadlew had faced trial for the July 4, 2019, murder of 47-year-old money changer, Aaron Latchman, and his 18-year-old daughter, Ariana Latchman. However, Sadlew was freed of the crime after the judge upheld a no-case submission made by his lawyer, Mark Waldron. In the submission, Waldron argued that the prosecution failed to provide sufficient evidence to support its case against his client. Justice Barlow then agreed with the submission and directed the 12-member jury to return a formal verdict of not guilty. The prosecution was represented by State Counsel Tiffany Lycan, State Counsel Pranita Siraj and State Counsel Tanisha Sagon. They called several witnesses, including police and civilians, to testify. On May 17, 2016, Sadlew was sentenced to 4 years in jail by Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman for trafficking marijuana. He was also previously charged with armed robbery, escaping from police custody, and illegal gun and ammunition possession. He was also charged in 2008 with the murder of 2 Brazilian minors during a robbery. However, he was discharged of the capital offense due to insufficient evidence. According to reports, on July 4, 2019, Latchman and his daughter had just returned home from Georgetown when they were ambushed by robbers at their Better Hope residence. Eyewitnesses recounted that the bandits approached Latchman, a businessman, demanding cash and valuables. When Latchman refused, a struggle ensued between him and the assailants. During the altercation, multiple gunshots were fired, striking both Latchman and his daughter. They collapsed to the ground as the robbers fled the scene with their belongings. The father and daughter were quickly transported to a city hospital by neighbors, but tragically, they were pronounced dead on arrival. An autopsy revealed that Lachman sustained multiple gunshot wounds, while his daughter Ariana suffered a single fatal gunshot injury. Meanwhile, two other men, Troy Abrams, 46, and Paul Chan, 41, are awaiting trial for the murder of the father and daughter. Although a trial date has not yet been set, their case is expected to be addressed at the next practicable sitting of the Demerara Criminal Assizes, scheduled for next month. In 2016, Abrams was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for a gunpoint robbery committed on money changers Rayburn Fraser and Osafo Ward on America Street, Georgetown on November 3, 2015. Initially, Sadlu, Abrams, Chan, Mark Rufino, and Sean Thomas were charged with the Better Hope double murder. Thomas was freed during the preliminary inquiry, and reports indicate that Rufino, 29, a laborer of Porica, East Bank Essequibo, EBE, escaped from Lusignan Prison in October 2020. This prison escapee remains at large.